Peace and love, Moors. This is the Marketing More with Moorish Nationality Card Services. This is part 2 of us revealing the new Moorish Nationality Card Services, Moorish National Identification Card design via Brother Sean Bey. Now, before I do that, though, I do want to show you what the card looks like with our security feature on there. It was something I forgot. I wanted to show you in the other video. As you can see, we do have a security feature built into the card, which will come on your cards. All right, you see that? It also allows the ink to stay on there longer as well. And then as well, I don't know if I mentioned this, we also have Moorish Missionary locked in on here because it is our job to teach our brothers and sisters and spread this gospel to them. And as well gives you some legal protection, because if they find themselves trying to seize this, then it's in abrogation of your rights of conscience, your rights to practice your religion, your faith as a Moor. So I suggest that you most definitely learn and study the Constitution for the state where you domicile at and get familiar with that and learn how to use it in conjunction with the American Constitution, also known as the Constitution for the United States of America. So got that locked in there. So let's go on and move on to the back, like I wanted to, just down here. All right, so this is the back of the card. As you can see, this looks very similar to how the state membership cards look that are issued out by the State Bureau of Motor Vehicle Corporation. This is how they actually look, as you can see here. So you see we got the code 128 barcode, which usually just holds the card identification number or your identification card number. And then you have the PDF 417, which holds all of the information that was on the other design that we had that was similar to RV Bey Publications designs. You know, the primogenitor, Aboriginal, Native American, all that stuff that's on the front of the cards. The freehold by birthright, primogeniture and inheritance, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Native American, heirs of North America, national people of the land, divine law, United States Code of Law, Title 22, Title 22, Chapter 2, Section 141 of a general and permanent character, Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3, treaties. So all of that is in this barcode, including, your date of birth, the expiration date of the card, the ID card number, non-taxation obligation number, appellation, mailing location, your nationality, national domicile, blood type, gender. That's what's in mine. That's what's in my particular PDF 417. Now, I want to make this clear because I know a lot of people got their panties with stains in them in the bunch about these PDF 417, about these barcodes, period. Like I said, people were trying to say we're trying to sell you back into slavery, things of this nature. It is very important and imperative that you have these barcodes on your national identification card if you're going to find yourself moving into the arena of trying to travel from one state republic to the other using public services such as Greyhound or a plane. And as well, you're going to need it in order to be able to enter federal buildings. So yes, even when the states are issuing out their identification cards, right? If it is not up to standard, then you can only do basic things with it, which means you can't use public transportation to travel from one state to the other on Greyhound or an airplane. You cannot enter federal buildings. I believe Moors would like to be able to enter federal buildings specifically when it comes to if they have to deal with any litigation whatsoever. And Moors always like to say they're supposed to be in an Article 3 court. So I think you will want to be able to get in there. So you're going to want to be able to travel, right? Especially if you're one of those Moors who don't have any money, a lot of money, you don't have an automobile and things of this nature, and you usually use the bus, but you'd like to identify yourself as El Bey, Al Ali, or whatever the case may be. You're going to need an identification card with the PDF 417 and the code 128 barcodes on there. Now, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is get onto your phone, your internet device, and type in Google search, Bing search, Yahoo search, whatever, enhanced driver's license, and see. Now, with the enhanced driver's license and the enhanced driver license or enhanced ID cards, they don't even use the magnetic strips in certain states. At certain states, they don't even use the magnetic strips. They are specifically just using the code 128 and the PDF 417 barcodes that holds all this information in there. That's what they're using. It's just as simple as that. So Morris, if Noble Drew Ali came to show you how to, or left or is leaving the Europeans long enough to show you how to run a government, and you see what the Europeans are doing, right? You see what they're doing. All you have to do is make it de jure. Again, there's nothing on here that is, having you abandon your birthrights. It's not placing you into any colorable jurisdiction or anything like that. Everything that needs to be said about you is also in the barcode. Your non-tax, all of that stuff is there. Now, check this out. This is also what we've done. We have the law enforcement / highwayman advisory. And before I go on to that, I need to make it clear about these barcodes, because we get a lot of Moors that contact us and say, well, I got my cards. I think you need to make me a new one because I can't scan it with my phone. What you need to comprehend is that these barcodes are really supposed to be read by real, authentic barcode scanners. All right. The phone only has the capability because an app that was either pre-installed on the phone, or you had to go to the Android market or the Apple Store, Google Play Store, whatever the case may be, and download the app to give it that capability. I know this because I had the very first Android that was put out on the public, to the public to have, which was the Android G1. And one of the things that they toted about it, and was that it had a barcode scanner on there, and they toted it like it was some hardware feature of some kind, hardware / software that came with the phone, when in reality it just had a pre-installed app that you can find on the Google Play Store to this day that was really just on the phone. It was just as simple as that. I've done the research, and it's gotten to the point to where I had to write a blog about this on the Moorish Nationality Card Services website, right? And there will be a link for that, for the blog, so you can go and see that, to where I went and did the research, and I put some information on there because I just got tired of hearing Moors complain because they don't think they wouldn't use the internet, and they would have easily saw that smartphones are having an issue scanning these barcodes. One reason is because it has so much information compiled in it, and the size of it causes it to where the phones can't read it and read all of that data. So sometimes it'll only get partial data of the card. It'll only get partial data of the barcode and not the whole thing. I've even read as well that authentic, real barcode scanners are also having the same issues depending on where you're going, because a lot of these places haven't stepped their game up. They're either using outdated barcode scanning, or the Bureau of Motor Vehicles are putting outdated barcodes on these new cards. So it's a lot of issues that go on that cause these cards to not work to be read by phones. But you Moors should not be expecting for Officer Petrovkovsky to be pulling out his Apple or his iPhone or anything like that to scan your barcodes anyway. I don't even know why you would even think that. So I need to make that clear. All right, but as we go on here, which I know a lot of you probably have already been reading this according to my long diatribe, as you can see here, we have a law enforcement highwayman advisory, which you're not seeing on any national identification cards for Moors whatsoever. It's locking them into a contract. All right, this is a valid and lawful form of identification. See United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Articles 2 and 33, Section 1. You are being advised that to unlawfully seize this indigenous religious property without a warrant supported by oath and affirmation, especially when said instrument is not being used in the commission or act of a crime, is your express agreement to be held officially and privately liable for $150,000 for each violation of the bearer's rights in each capacity. That's a mouthful, right? That is a mouthful. All right, let me read that again. This is a valid and lawful form of identification. See United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, Articles 2 and 33, Section 1. You are being advised that to unlawfully seize this indigenous religious property without a warrant supported by oath and affirmation, especially when said instrument is not being used in the commission or act of a crime, is your express agreement to be held officially and privately liable for $150,000 for each violation of the bearer's rights in each capacity. All right? If detaining the bearer, you also expressly agree to the fee schedule of $5,000 per hour of detainment with a mandatory 5-hour minimum. Upon any unlawful detainment in violation of the bearer's rights, payment is due immediately in lawful money. This is non-negotiable. It is a contract. Do you know how many Moors, and I've had this on my Moorish National or the Moorish National Identification cards for some years. Do you know how many Moors have told me that when it has been unlawfully seized, that the policy enforcers have broken their necks to place these cards back into their hands, their possession, immediately? So again, no one else is doing this whatsoever, and there's no need of putting a whole diatribe talking about freehold by birthright, primogeniture, and inheritance, Aboriginal, Indigenous, Native American, because the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Indians, they don't have to do that. You see what I mean? They didn't have to do that, but yet that is still in this barcode. All right. So again, we're going to have to move forward. You know what I mean? We're going to have to move forward and get the ball rolling. Now, us at Moorish Nationality Card Services have been willing to do that for you, Moors. It's just as simple as that. Again, so we still have the other design available for you, Moors. Again, it's going to be at a discounted price permanently from this point on. You can get that at a discounted price, and then this will also be available. All right, it's just as simple as that. It looks much cleaner. If you ask me, this looks much better, and the same information that's on the other card, it's already in the barcode on the back, and nobody's going to have to squint and look and get frustrated trying to find information on the card. And it's going to make it easier for you to travel inter-federal buildings like you're supposed to be able in the first place. And this is going to make it easier for Moors to start dealing with those experiences to where they're not having fights when they're getting on planes and trains and buses and boats and things of this nature to go to where they're trying to go within their domiciles, you know, their ancestral estate and their national domicile in the first place. It's as simple as that. So look at these cards, Moors. Look at them. Look at this new design. Look how truly enhanced this is. Look at that. Look at that ghost figure there. That ghost picture there. Look at all of that. Tell me that's not ill. Tell me that's not ill. Again, shouts out to my brother Sean Bey, Islam, peace and love to you, brother. Tell me that's not ill. Look at that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Moors can get mad, or Moors can catch up as far as with the rest of the world in the society, and they can stop using this old super duper religious goopy doopy stuff about somebody trying to sell you into slavery and commerce and things of this nature. Nothing but color, nothing but de jure information in here. There's nothing colorable, nothing waiving your rights, nothing that causes you to abandon your rights. So again, if you are interested, right? If you are interested in the newly enhanced, newly designed Moorish National Identification Card by Moorish Nationality Card Services and my brother Sean Bey, then what you need to do is click the link in the description of this video. We'll get you together. We're only taking limited orders on this particular item because we do not want to get behind. We're only taking limited orders on this. All right. And as you can see, we got the security film over here, secure, things of this nature. So it is what it is. The link is in the description, Moors. Peace and love. Appreciate all the Moors that's been rocking with us. Appreciate the Moors that's been hating on us. Clicking the like button, clicking the down button, because, you know, YouTube loves that. It makes us get seen anyway, so we love it. All right, Moors, we out of here. Link in the description. Get yourself the newly designed and newly enhanced Moorish National Identification Card by Moorish Nationality Card Services. Peace and love.